Today I'm going to show you how to do these leaf imprints on cement concrete. We use Quickcrete and all the tools can be listed below, but the main thing you'll need is just real leaves. Okay, we just got done smoothing this out. Which tool is that one?
Concrete trowel.
Okay, and then what's the other one called? A floater?
It's a magnesium float.
Alright, so smooth it out first, and then in about an hour he'll come back and use
Probably
the
longer
floater.
than an hour today.
Yeah, maybe longer than an hour. It depends on your weather. This one here is almost ready to roll, literally. We have our brick roller. And then I'm going to, once that's done, I'm going to show you how to do these leaf imprints. Okay. See them? There's real leaves and there's the imprints. Okay. I'll be back. Okay. He is smoothing out this for the final time. And you can do the leaf prints on smooth, obviously, or on a pattern that you choose. Either one is fine. And what we're looking for is this kind of half wet, half dry. Because if you go too wet, it won't leave the line imprints of the leaf. If you go too dry, it won't barely do anything at all. So you want that happy medium, and this is perfect to lay some down. The bigger the leaf, obviously the bigger, better pattern you're going to get. And this was that nice medium, half wet, half dry when I did this one. This one here, you can tell I did it when it was too wet, so I lost the pattern of the inside of the leaf. And partially too wet here, and this was the medium dry. So that's what it looks like end result for whichever one you decide to go with. Next we're going to come over here. I have some leaves that I've gathered. A lot of these fell from the storm yesterday, so I have a lot to choose from. I turn them over, I see what we have for the lines in the leaves, the veins in the leaf. This one here is my one that I've been using. I used it twice for that big one. So I am going to pick a few. Probably some of these small ones. This one here, it doesn't have a lot back here, so I'm not going to use it. This one's good, really deep. Okay, so I'll use that one. And that's all you want to do. And this here worked great. Little pine. The ferns do not work that well. Let me see if I can find a fern. Right, here's a fern. It's kind of so-so. I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe with time it will kind of erode deeper. I have another fern over here. It didn't really turn out that great either. So I kind of given up on them. Alright, so let's get to it. So once you pick out the leaves that you want, I picked out a few here. You're just going to start with pushing it in. You can do it with your hand, or you could use, like, I use this little brick trowel and just press it down. I like leaves that have holes in them, different personalities here. They really show through when you pick ones like that. So I'm going to use my finger. Just going to really push down. including the stem. Oop, can put it back. You want to push it so that the sides really push up the edge of the cement. Well, you'll see it kind of push up. Just like that. Sometimes the stem won't go down all the way. That's okay. It's part of the look. I go up through the main veins and really press those down. Sorry if not perfectly centered here. Only got 2 hands. Okay, and I'm gonna let that dry for about an hour, 2 tops. Kind of feel out what each area looks like. And I'll show you when I peel it up. I like to choose different random spaces, especially with my brick pattern, that looks like it actually just fell there. So I don't always just perfectly center them. I go off center too, make it look natural. This tool is also good for hard to reach areas. If you want to make it look natural, like they fall everywhere, even the places that you can't reach. Here's an example of it on a flat surface without the brick. And after it dries. And for this one, I'm going to choose a group of 3. That makes it a little bit more interesting and more natural looking. I could just separate them a little bit. There we go. The only problem with using this tool for everything is sometimes you can go over a little bit, and that's not good. So I'll have to smooth that out a little bit. Alright, I'll be back. I'm going to press this one in again. Okay, I finished pressing that one in. I'm not sure how much this one's going to turn out because it is a little wet here. But we'll give it a shot. This is also a great leaf because it has a lot of teeth. Very prominent teeth. But you just want to make sure that you press that down. Real light on the edges so it stands out. It's a little bit drier over here, so I think we'll be able to get all these veins showing once we cool it up. So I'm going to try this leaf. It doesn't have a lot of prominent veins in it. I'm trying it anyway. The only issue with this area is it's a little bit rockier than the others, so I definitely am unsure if it's going to turn out. But we'll see. We'll try it out. A lot of it is just trial and error and figuring out each area and each texture, what works, what doesn't. Also going to try Clover. First time for that. They don't have a lot of veins on them either. So I'm curious. I'll try it though. You'll be able to tell when it's too watery. There's just way too much going over the edges on this leaf. Plus it's a small one. So, again, I might give this one some extra time to dry, but I'm not sure how it'll turn out. And I'm gonna try a fern, just for you guys, even though I know it's probably not gonna work. Okay, let's try it. A lot harder to press down. And stay down. They like to bounce. And they're a little bit more tedious because you gotta do one at a time. Sometimes the stem won't stay down, but I already made the imprint and it looks like it'll show. So that's not a problem. The main part you want to get is this. And you can always draw a stem. But it looks like that'll show. Okay, so I let this dry for a while, probably about an hour. And we're going to peel them up and see what we got. Hey, that one's pretty good. I probably could have let it dry just a little bit longer. Let's try this one. That one's really good. Some leaves fell, but those are not imprinted ones. Over here, let's do this pine. It's pretty good. Here's this one. That one's a little weak. I think because I did it when it was too dry. But you can still kind of see one. Alright, let's pull up the fern. Hey, that's the best one I've done yet. Alright, let's do this leaf. That one's pretty good. Again, I could have let this one dry a little bit longer, but the fern's perfect. Alright, this one I said was going to be way too wet. Let's give it a shot. Okay, that's pretty good. Definitely kept the indents from where the wetness was there. This one came in last minute. Let's see what I got. Not so good. I waited. I tried that one just like 20 minutes ago. So that was too late. Alright, let's go over to these. Oh, too wet here. See, it didn't do the veins as much as the other one. Let's try this one. Okay, that's pretty good. The bigger the leaves, the better it seems. Let's try the clover. Not bad on a clover. I'm actually pretty impressed. Okay, got a couple more. This one's too wet. You can see it didn't do, and it didn't have strong veins. Let's try this one. Oh, that one's pretty good. It has about half too wet, half perfect. Alright, and this one here, it's right in the line of the sun. Alright, there we go. Look at this big slug. Big snail slug. Oh my goodness. Don't get in the concrete. This oak leaf is hard to reach. Urgh. That one's pretty good. And this last one, that's also pretty good. We have this last section here. I'll try a few more. Might try go find a 4-leaf clover. Okay, we are going to pull up the rest of these. I have put down a few, as you can see, and it's time to pull them up. Might be a little soon for some, but we'll try it out. Not bad. I had tried another one here, you can kind of see. Didn't work, so I put a different one. Let's go for this one. That's not bad. It's a little, like, you can't really see a lot of the veins, but it works. This here's a daisy. I've never tried this, so it's the first time for this. Not too bad. Kind of interesting. Alright, let's do this one here. Nice. Alright, I'm going to walk over and get these. This here's a 4-leaf clover that I had in stock because I couldn't find a new fresh one. I'm going to leave that a little bit longer, take those out last. So we'll put this one next. Not bad. It's a little wet, you can see. Next, let's pull this one up. Not bad, a little wet. And this one. Hey, that one's pretty good. I like that, and I like the curve of that roughness. Really neat. This one I added really late. Hey, it still looks good. Okay, this one. Ooh, I like that one. Interesting how I pulled it up and it kind of made an extra crease. That one I can't reach. I used a broom handle and I think something else. Anyways, to push it down. So it's not really pushed down that great. I'm going to have to get that one way later. It's okay. Even if you leave it forever, it will disintegrate naturally, and then you'll still be left with your print. So, I'll probably pull it up tomorrow. Or maybe late tonight. Okay, this striped maple, I found a really big leaf. They're usually pretty big leaves of that kind anyway. Let's do it. Oh, hey, that one's pretty cool. Nice, I'm happy with that. Hey, that's pretty nice. I can live with that. I'm trying to figure out what to use to pull up this Clover. Like I said, I pulled this one from my archives, and it's old and crispy. So it's not fresh enough that it will stick together. It may break apart. So let me find something and let's get to it. Okay, so I found the stick, and as you can see at the bottom of the stem, I lifted that part up. It doesn't matter if that's a little bigger than the stem. The main part I'm trying to preserve is that top. So I can grab that. Let me try it. I'm not sure how bumpy this will be. Let's try it. Carefully. Oof, I don't know. Hey, not bad. Okay, time for the other one. One thing I will say is this texture and concrete of these new bags is a lot different than these other bags that we use. So I don't know if that has to do with a lot of this imprinting. It dries differently, so it's kind of, I don't know, just a luck, I guess. Luck of the draw of the bags. Speaking of luck, let's try this last one. I'm so scared to move this one. That one's also not so bad. Turned out pretty good. I'm not sure what to do with my 4-leaf clovers now that they got concrete on them. But it was a good use. I decided to put the 4-leaf clovers back in some of the wet areas and just let them disintegrate, because I can't keep them anymore now that they're all concreted up and they've already been dried, so I think they would just fall apart. So let me put the other one in. I'm thinking I'll put the other one right here. It looks still wet. Maybe I got it upside down. Yep, that works. I'm going to press it in with my finger. Seems to work better with my fingers on the clovers. Okay, there we go. Those will be disintegrated in there, and let them do it within the next week. Checking in on the ones I did earlier. It looks like they're starting to dry well. And the best bet is to come out later and tomorrow and check those out. These look like they're doing well. The fern kind of faded, but it's still the best fern yet. Here's these ones. I'd say out of this area with the original clover, the best one that came out was the 3 here and these little ones. The ones that didn't come out very well are this one, actually just this one mostly. I tried to draw some lines in there while it was still wet, but I'm not sure it's going to really come out. That's okay, it is what it is. You're going to have some rough ones. It's all part of the rough look anyway. I kind of like it, gives it character. Okay, that's it for today. I will probably check on this tomorrow, add it to the end of this video, and upload it. If you want instructions or a little bit of a know-how-to on the brick rolling, I have a different video for that. You can check that out. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment. Do my best to answer it. And that's it. Happy cementing. and imprinting. Okay, so it is a couple days after. We've had some rain, some sun, but a lot of rain. So we had it covered. But I just wanted to show you the after results. We got real leaves on here that fell. And we have the imprints. Now eventually these are probably going to turn a really light gray or white like you see here. So I'm not sure what color these will be. They probably will also turn eventually as it dries. This one that I left, that I was saving for later and just letting it decay because I couldn't walk on this, it wasn't dry enough. Now it's hardened, I can be out here. My husband already got excited and he saw it and he filled it up. But I left it here just to show you the pattern and the type of leaf. And this is what it turned out. It actually stained it a really unique color. And it might stay that stain. The 4-leaf clovers. I know I left at least one over here. So let's take a look at that. See if I can peel it up. It might come out in pieces. Yep, half and half. So there you go. That's not bad. And let me see if I can find the other one that may have been taken out too. Okay, I found the other 4-leaf clover. Let's try to take that out. There it is. Not as strong as the other ones. Doing it a second time. I think those leaves are just too old. But it's still kind of there. It's still really unique. I'm really happy with the results of all the leaves. Another thing that you'll notice is some of these brown stains. This is where some of the leaves fall. And then the leaves will stain things. Metal and concrete, for example. So, let's check this one. I'll show you. A little bit of stain there. I don't mind it. It gives like a nice color to all this. Gives it a natural color. Alright, here it is when it's dry. Turned out really well. The big leaf is awesome. The clovers are awesome. I'm really happy with how it turned out. At the end of this whole project, I definitely think the bigger leaves are the ones that count and the ones that stand out. They have more detail. But I also love those little ones.